this. And in feeling this, we had to make a decision. And I'm so glad that these guys didn't have to go back out on this field tonight and try to play a damn game.
Again, this is about Damar Hamlin, and you've said as much, but there are very few people that have the perspective of having risked what you risked to play this game. And I'm just trying to find the perspective that you found. Mike Tomlin said, no, you're not playing, because you had to be almost protected from yourself, right? I just, when you see this and you lived through this, what was it that allowed you to say, I'm going to do that again? And then, by the way, did it for many, many years very, very well.
Because this is other than my kids, it's the first thing I ever loved the first time I touched it. The first time somebody gave me a football, they didn't say run it, they didn't say there's the touchdown, they didn't say you had to catch it like this. I knew exactly what to do with it from the very first time they gave it to me. And from the very first time they gave it to me, I knew I was in love with it. And then so many of us are the exact same way. You know, they always tell us, like, to have a plan B. Like, I didn't start on my plan B till I was in the league for 10 years. Because I was like, God gave me plan A. And as long as I got plan A, I'm going to exhaust every single ounce of power in my body to make plan A work. And Marcus FaceTime Spears when I was in the room. And I told him, I said, at the age of 24, I didn't even know I could die.
Plan A for Damar Hamlin is to play in the National Football League. You said it beautifully earlier. The man is living his dream. And at the moment, he fights for his life in a hospital in Cincinnati. The minute here, we're going to say goodbye to the folks who are watching us on ABC. We'll continue on ESPN. You've already shared so much of your time and your perspective. If you could stay with us, and we'll continue to update the situation as best we can with whatever information that we have. Then we will continue to do that. This timeline again this evening of the tragic events in a game between the Bills and the Bengals. Damar Hamlin, a second-year safety out of Pittsburgh, injured tackling T. Higgins at 8:55 Eastern Time. The game temporarily suspended at 9:18. Hamlin was taken by ambulance to the hospital at 9:25, and officially just after 10 o'clock Eastern Time, the game was postponed. There remains no answer or determination about what will happen with this game. It was a 7-3 game at the time, Cincinnati leading when this happened, and the reaction of the players on the field was telling, and it let us all know that this was not what we have really ever seen before. This was not an injury that everything was going to be okay, and that there was not going to be a thumbs up coming, at least not at this moment on the field. And Bills players and Bengals players dropped to a knee in prayer, and Damar Hamlin was tended to in the field, given CPR. The circumstances in the situation were obvious to anyone watching that they were frightening and life-threatening. And again, the most recent update that we have is that Hamlin remains in critical condition at this hour in Cincinnati. And for those of you who have been watching on ABC, your late local news is next, except on the West Coast. We will continue with more coverage over on ESPN. Any updates that we have about his condition, any information we have as it relates to this game, we'll worry about that a little bit later.